The Last Chance Saloon is the oldest, longest running hotel in Alberta. It started back in 1913 when the owner of the Rosedale Coal Company built the hotel because they needed someplace to house their workers. And once they realized their workers were thirsty, they built the saloon portion. The Last Chance Saloon actually was built and owned and operated initially from the Rosedale Coal Company, and the coal mine went bankrupt in 1934, and at that time it switched hands to a local farmer. The local farmer could not maintain it, and it was purchased by a gentleman from Holland, a Venezuelan family. He had the hotel, and his niece, Dean Damon, came here with her husband to run the hotel, and eventually when the owner, Venezuelan, he passed away, he left the hotel to his niece, Dean, and her family took over the hotel. They ran it and owned it for over 65 years. And then after that, Dave Arsenault, my husband, he purchased the hotel, and here we are 12 years later. This is, as I mentioned, the oldest, longest running hotel in Alberta. And the significance of it is it thrives even when the industry died. Coal mining, died in the early or mid 1930s here. And then the hotel was taken over. Didn't really flourish until tourism found it, and it's unique. And I mean, once you're here, you pretty much fall in love with the area. It's very beautiful, as well as the hotel and the history that the walls, are carrying. It's pretty amazing. Oh, well, there's a lot of memorable moments. Not all favorable. I mean, when the coal company owned the hotel and the unions tried to come in and infiltrate, one of the first charters of the KKK actually came into the area, and they acted as the muscle to dissuade the union officials. So not a great memory, but it is part of our history. The bandbox that is in the corner, I don't know if you're able to see that. It is one of two that were in Canada. Only two. They're Wurlitzer made, so they're a product of Germany. And we've been playing it at the saloon for probably over 55 years. So chances of seeing another one are, negligible. Absolutely. There's also been a drinking horse. Tinkerbell used to come in and get a pint of beer on a regular basis until animal rights activists stepped in and sobered her up. We've had lots of interesting people visit us, that are politicians, as well as some people on television, so we're famous in the sense that we get visited by a lot of people of popularity. What has changed would pretty much be the popularity is growing, because now we are definitely a tourist destination. Other things, anything pretty much cosmetic. The walls, everything is structurally the same. We've not changed anything, just some cosmetic differences. The patio, we made significant changes to. We have a music festival, Waynestock. We've been hosting that for 11 years rather. This is our 11th year. So that's kind of grown. We're big supporters of the music industry. But basically, we mimic the past by keeping things alive. When the Damon family had it, we served a lot of the same food. We've just added, vegan, vegetarian, more farm-to-table options. And smoked meats. What am I thinking? We smoke a lot of meat. I can only base it on how I felt when I first came here, and that would have been over 30 years ago, the first time I ever walked into the Last Chance Saloon. And it was when Fred Damon, the previous owner, when he ran it and owned it. And I came with my father. And I remember being quite awestruck at the walls and all of the historical artifacts from the mining era, as well as pictures. But my biggest and fondest memory is when I got to watch the bandbox. And I've never seen one before, and I've enjoyed it for years. Even to this day, I hear it all summer long for years, and I still enjoy it. So, I mean, to me, it was comfortable. It was a place that brought back so many memories of my childhood. There's lots of things that are on the walls that I remember my grandmother having in her home. So it was a feeling of comfort. We get tourists from all over the world, to be honest. I remember, and it's actually even on our Instagram, there was one day and I asked everybody where they were from, and there were people from Portugal, there were people from France, there were people from Belgium, there were people from Three Hills, there were people from United States of America. And that was just in one day. There was just people from all corners. Well, word of mouth is amazing, but I do believe social media really blossoms, and it blows up anything. We're also are in a lot of the Urban Planet booklets for Europeans. So I know that they, have visited us because of that as well as some bloggers like Griff Jones out of the UK. He happened upon us one day by accident and boom, did a little video shoot with us. So yeah. Well, sometimes when we get guests that join us, lots of times you'll come in solo or just as a couple, and you'll be partnered at a table maybe with, another individual or family from a different part of Canada or the world. And sometimes you'll leave with new friends. That's happened many times here. Other things you can expect is if it's crazy busy, you can expect to wait, unfortunately, but good things come to those that wait. As well, we do smoke our meat in-house. We smoke 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So you're going to, enjoy some delicious in-house smoked meat. All of our hotel rooms are themed, and they're part of, the 1900s. We have a golf room. There was a golf and country club actually in Wayne in the early 1920s. We have a Harley Davidson room because we are a destination for motorcycle enthusiasts. We have a cowboy room because, well, we're in the cowboy era, our area. We have a music room. Music is very popular. Honeymoon suite. We've had many weddings here. So they get married and they spend their first night. We also have a miner's room for the coal mining days. And then we have a Titanic room because Dave, his daughter, loved the Titanic way back when. Wayne Stock started this is our 11th year, and it was my husband's idea, David. He had the idea that we should do a music festival and basically handed it over to me to organize. So I do all the legwork, he does all the grunt work. And it started quite small. Musicians came from around the province, but now it has grown. And we get musicians from Ontario to the Yukon, and some even have come in from the United States. It is a wonderful supporter of live music, and it is very community focused. So guests that join us for Wayne Stock, we do have camping, and we do all of the sighting. We have this year about 136 camping units coming through. But we also have 2 other camping areas that join us, and a complimentary shuttle that goes to and from Drumheller, and that's compliments sponsored by Dino Tours. So we do not like drinking and driving. So guests can stay in hotels in Drumheller, or there's a couple other campsites they can stay at, or they can stay here with us. Well, the only thing that is exciting that is coming up is the season is coming to a close, but our shoulder season, we're still here. We still serve great food, and it's not quite as hectic with all the families with children that visit. So it's always nice as maybe to visit, September on, when it's a little bit more intimate and we get more time, to share saloon, Wayne memorabilia, secrets, bandbox. We get more time to engage.